welcome to this month's J&J Photo Art Marketing Cafe, brought to you by Photo Art Pavilion. If you don't know me, I'm Jessica Lempin, one of the co-founders of Photo Art Pavilion. With me today is also Joanne Hennig, my business partner. So we have a new way of doing this just for this 1 month. So we are not live, as you can see. We wanted to make sure that we keep you up to date with what's going on, because this month Joanne is traveling. She has an extended trip in Alaska. And we wanted to make sure that you stay on track with your art business. And we wanted to take a moment to look back at all of the top 5 J&J photo art marketing cafes that we've done in the previous months. And we were able to pull together our favorites to keep you motivated and moving forward with your art business. All right, so now I have Joanne with me to be able to jump back into the previous months. But Joanne, before we get started, what would you like to share with everyone?
I just want to say a quick hello and thank you all for affording me the opportunity to come to you not live this month. Going to be in Alaska as this is as you're watching this. So I hope you enjoy it. What Jessica and I did decide was to take the top 5 J&J cafes over the past, not months, but years. We've been doing the J&J cafe for a number of years. And we went through what we felt were our top topics that would keep you all motivated going forward just for this month of May. And we'll be back with you live again next month. So Jessica's going to pull in her first favorites and we will go from there.
All right, so my first favorite video was recorded about 2 years ago, roughly, and it was titled Shedding the Fear of Self-Promotion. So as a photographer, an artist, you're basically creating the work for you, but the goal is to share it with others, and to be able to have that ability to shed your fear of sharing your work and putting it out there and really getting in front of your audience, I think is huge, no matter who you are, what stage you're at right now in your journey. But it's always good to go backwards a bit and to come back to the basics and really get into your own niche of your art and really invest in yourself. And to me, this video is huge. And I think it's a good one for everyone to go back to and check out. Now, my second favorite video is selling the story behind your art. And what I like about this is, if you've ever watched, it came to me the other day, I was watching The Voice, I think it was, with my daughter. And, it's one thing to see these artists, really, right? They're singers, they're putting themselves out there. But what really gets you is their story, right? So this show takes a moment to be able to learn about these people, these characters in front of you on this show. And it really gets you a little bit more invested in their journey. So now, as an art photographer, taking that moment to create the story behind you, taking the story behind your art, if it's one image, it's an outing, whatever it is, create your story. And I think that is huge because it helps really create your identity, your brand, and your artistry. It gives a voice to your work and your message. So just think about what you're watching on TV and how the simple little stories, even if it's a minute or two, whatever it is, you're connecting with that artist. And don't be afraid to get behind the camera yourself and record yourself talking about that moment you had in the field, an experience you had as an art photographer, and share your story. People want to be able to connect with you, and give them the opportunity to. So that's my second favorite video.
Hey everyone, Joanne here. I wanted to introduce my next 2 favorite topics. The first one that I want to talk about is effective email marketing. So, I pound pretty hard when it comes to email marketing and the importance of it. And this particular video, which again, the links are going to be in the email that we send and along with the show notes. But building that email list is so critical. We talk about that a lot in the video that I'm highlighting here. Making sure that you're giving your viewers, people that come to work with you, the ability to collaborate with you on a one-on-one basis. And that's the importance of email. Giving the summary of who you are within your emails, talk about how you're crafting your art. There's another way of having some compelling emails, showcasing your art through email, not just being salesy all the time. And of course, always having that call to action so that you can create that engagement as you're working through your email ideas. One of the things that I emphasize as well when it comes to email marketing, and it's in this video that we're highlighting, is measuring your success as you go along. So as you're crafting emails and you're building your email list, always keep an eye on your metrics. Know within your email software, whether it be a third-party software like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Constant Contact, knowing A, how many email subscribers you have at the outset. Are you growing that list? Are you, and then what's the engagement? Because those softwares will also allow you to track how many people are viewing your emails, who's clicking through on your emails, and where they're clicking on your emails. So I thought that that was a very powerful way of keeping email at the forefront for you. So let's take a look at that when you get a chance. And let me get on to the next topic. My second favorite topic of all time was the one-click traffic boosters for your gallery, one-click gallery traffic boosters. This one we recorded July of 2024, and it basically talks about being in today's digital age, getting those art enthusiasts to your online gallery quickly and easily, and that creates some success for you in the long run. So on this J&J one-click gallery traffic boosters, we offer some simple yet powerful tools to drive potential buyers to your Photo Art Pavilion photography storefront. Custom URLs is discussed, QR codes, dot cards, which was an interesting topic. A lot of you, when we originally recorded that, were pretty jazzed up about that. Social media optimization and search engine optimization, and of course, having email signatures on your email. So all of these strategies can significantly enhance your visibility and your engagement, and it gives your audience the ability to one click right over to your art gallery, which is where they're going to make their purchases.
Fantastic. Thank you, Joanne, for sharing your two favorites. So now we have those 4 videos, and from shedding your fear with self-promotion, creating your story, and really, giving a little bit for people to connect with, developing your email marketing, right? So put your stories into your email marketing, and then enhancing your traffic with those the boosting video is huge, right, Joanne?
It's awesome. So I love the 2 that you chose, the fear of self-promotion. And I think we also did a J&J one time called I am an artist, like just being able to say those words, I am an artist. And this is kind of falls on the same line where you're shedding the fear of self-promotion. Like, don't be afraid to say who you are, say what you do, and get out there and promote yourself. And most of us are very fearful of that. And I think that that was a really great and powerful J&J Cafe, because it again, it opens up the mind, and it gives you, we're empowering you, the artist, to shed those fears. The other one, the story behind your photography, we've always talked about this, Jess. I know you and I talk about it all the time, like being genuine, being authentic, and tell the story behind your art. Like, how did you get from the click to the finished product, the finished artwork? There's a story behind every art piece that you create.
Definitely. And even the story of you in the field. Like, I know I have so many stories of crazy things that happened while I took whatever photo. And to share that, right? Because now your audience is able to connect with you and be a little bit more involved in that image, that collection, whatever it is. So yeah, these are huge ways to be able to really hone your audience and pull them in and create that VIP list.
Increase. Yeah,
Excellent.
and of course, the effective email marketing, as I mentioned just a little while ago, so important to have that in your repertoire. Most artists and digital artists especially are so they take, I think, the easy road with just flooding social media with their work. I think you have to take things a little bit deeper if you really want to make a connection with your audience, and email marketing seems to be the most effective, certainly for me. And then the one-click traffic boosters, those are so simple that if you watch that one video, I think that you could come away with those 5 bullet points that I spoke about, create those things, and never have to watch that video again because they'll be one and done, and you'll be on your way to driving traffic to your art gallery in a very simple and easy way, time and time and time again.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
So now the fifth video in our lineup.
The fifth video.
Drum roll.
Yeah.
So what we feel was one of the top videos. You know, you do all this work, you're developing your art brand and you're putting yourself out there. Now it comes down to how to close an art buyer.
How to close an art buyer. We recorded this one, presented this in May of 2023. Long while ago, but it still holds true today. So closing an art sale, it's a delicate process. We've talked about this again, over and over again, but you want to ensure that the buyer feels comfortable, confident when they make their purchase, right? Otherwise, they're not going to make that buy. You want to be clear, you want to be direct, you want to be responsive to what the buyers need. Right now, we're actually working on an art deal and been back and forth with several emails and phone calls with this art buyer to really drill down into the specifics, size matters of the piece, all of these things. So we're working on that. And this is part of closing that sale. You have to create a positive sales experience and build a potentially long-term relationship with that buyer. Again, the buyer that we're working with, I believe they had purchased from us back in
not too long
few
ago.
years back, and they came back again. One of the things we have spoken about in the past when it comes to art buyers, they usually make purchases through you 2 to 3 to 4 times. So you may make a sale once and think it's a one and done, but if if a buyer really loves your work and the styles that you have or the genres that you're presenting, they will come back 2 to 3 to 4 times. So it's important to put them in your email list.
Agreed. And I do want to say too, you know, having your work online is great because now you have it set up so that people they can take it their own and go shopping themselves, right? How to add that personal element. And this video definitely helps you be able to speak with your art buyer. You know, just because your art's available online, ready for purchase, doesn't mean that somebody doesn't need to be assisted during that purchase. And yes, Photo Art Pavilion can do it, but you can do it too, right? Build
Yeah.
up that personal rapport with your art collector and really help them find that right piece that suits their needs, the right size, the medium, you name it. Even share a little bit behind the scenes of that image that they're looking at that they're going to invest in. Make it personable and really make that connection. So just because your work's online doesn't mean it's just you set it and forget it. Be proactive with your online gallery and really help those art buyers that you're connecting with make
Yeah,
that buy.
it's important, and you mentioned connection. So a big part of that particular J&J Cafe was building a connection. It starts with a connection with the buyer or the potential buyer, providing them the information that they're looking for in return, highlighting the value of the art. A lot of times artists will say, well, how do I price my artwork? Is it too high? Is the value, is my pricing too high? Is it too low? Only you know the value of your work, and it's up to you to highlight how you got to that value. Again, promote yourself, talk about who you are and how you got there, and overcome those objections as they're going to happen. A buyer is going to walk through the door or send you an email or make a phone call, and you're going to have conversations. Within those conversations, they're going to have some objections as to what it is that they're looking to do with you. You have to have the ability to overcome those objections. Don't fall flat and say, well, they have a negative comment or they don't align with me 100%. We got to get them to that 100% little by little. And that's how you're going to close those sales. So that's a great video to catch up on if you have the opportunity to do so.
All right. So all the videos that Joanne and I have shared with you and gone over are going to be listed. The links are going to be listed below in the show notes. So definitely take a moment, grab pen and paper, and sit down and enjoy these videos and take down the notes that sit with you. And we can't wait to see you next month.
Yeah, thanks. So, this was great, a little impromptu, but Jessica and I wanted to make sure that we were able to stay in touch with you during the month of May. Take some time, go back and revisit some of these marketing topics with us, and we'll see you back here, the J&J Cafe, live next month.